One, two, 1, 2. Hi, Dalila. Hey, Dalila, how are you? Can you hear me? Oh, 1 second. Let me just make sure. Hey, Kate. Hello, hello. Let me see. I'm going to put in the chat. Are you able to hear me? Oh, yeah? Okay, awesome. Thanks, Dalila. I appreciate you. Thanks for saying that. Good to see everyone. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Amanda, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm well. I'm well. Thanks for joining us. Where are you from, Amanda?
I'm from California, Rockland
Cool.
Unified.
Oh, right on. Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Excited that you're here. All right. So we're just going to wait. I'll wait maybe like 30 more seconds or so, 1 minute, just to have more people show up. And then, and whoever's here is here. I'm going to get started. Dalila, how are you?
Good, thank you. I really look forward to these sessions with you. I really also love all the people you've put us in contact with, both my colleagues in other districts and states and the amazing guest speakers you've had. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. I feel incredibly lucky to know all these speakers, and then also to get to know people in this community, you know, who are showing up every week and just connecting with you and with other people. I just feel like it's been such a gift. So thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate that. So, all right, I'd love to get started because I really want to pack it in. We only have half an hour. So I want to just, before we delve in, I just want to share 3 really exciting announcements. The first one is that I have finally launched my online course, which is really awesome. I'm really proud of this course. It's a 3. I got a lot of feedback from a lot of teachers and educators, and basically I decided from all that feedback to create a 3-hour online course that's packed with value, just a ton of strategies, games, tools that you can use with kids, but then also strategies to support your own well-being and resilience through this time with distance teaching and all of that. So what I wanted to do is first, I'm going to put a link to this course on the chat. And I also want you to know that if you are interested in taking this course, that I'd love for you to use this promo code that basically gets you the course at half price. So just use this EQ Courses 2020 and you can get the course for half price. And also, please, 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 if you think other educators would get a lot from this course, let your people know about it. Let your district know about it. Let your friends know about it who are educators. I think the truth is, I really think that, especially with this new way of teaching and everything, people just need support. People need new tools. And I really believe that this course provides a ton of really valuable stuff. The other thing I wanted to share is I also created this quick guide. It's basically a PDF that contains 6 strategies to deepen relationship with students on Zoom or Google Meet, you know, any virtual hangout that you're in. It's totally free, and here's the link to that one. So I put in the link to the course initially on the chat. That's the first link you're seeing. But then the second link is a link to just a PDF. So like they click on that, it takes them to this page. And then you'd see that if you go to it, it asks you to put your email and stuff so we can send you more resources later. But then that essentially, once you put your email in, you would get the PDF. And yeah, and then you get the strategies. So just wanted you to have that. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but I got a haircut the other day. Very proud of it. Very proud of it. In fact, Allison gave it to me, my wife. I think it's beautiful. It's the first time I'm seeing myself in Zoom, like with this buzz cut. So My kids saw it for the first time. They saw me like get this haircut from Allison. They're like, wow, you're like a sheep, just like shearing me. I love how kids are just like really honest about it. So last thing I wanted to mention is just that on Thursday, we have, again, another amazing guest speaker coming to join us. So I'm just excited about it. It's going to be really, really good. Okay, so let's delve into today's, thank you. Thank you very much, Marcel. I appreciate that. All right, let's delve into today's topic, because I think today's topic is, I think it's one of those things that it can be really easy to forget about, but I think it's a very important skill to have some awareness around, and I think some important concepts to have down, especially during this time. So today's topic is all about examining our beliefs, because beliefs, it turns out, are the #1 predictor of success. And beliefs are also a very, very important predictor of well-being, our own beliefs about the world and our own beliefs about ourselves. So let me explain what I mean by that by sharing a story with you. So I'm curious, does anybody know who Roger Bannister is? And by the way, if I shared the story with you before, can you put that in the chat? Because sometimes I can get a little bit like forgetful of what I shared and what I didn't share. And so if you already heard the story with me, just tell me like, hey, Ronnie, I already told him so. So Roger Bannister was a runner. He was also a physician. So he ran and again, if I told you the story before, just put it in the chat. But basically, he ran the mile. That was his, event. And he ran it in the 1950s. And in the 1950s, before he basically did the unthinkable, people believed very strongly that humans cannot run the mile in less than 4 minutes. And they even had like scientific proofs and, doctors going out and basically saying humans absolutely cannot run the mile in less than 4 minutes. If they do, they would get, it's basically don't even try because it causes injury and all of that. Roger Bannister told the world that he's going to run the mile in less than 4 minutes when he ran the mile in 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Now, if you know anything about running, that's like a huge difference, okay? 4 minutes and 10 seconds versus 4 minutes is it's very, very far from, running in less than 4 minutes. And Roger Bannister continued to believe that he can run the mile in less than 4 minutes, even though everyone around him said that it was impossible. Now, here's what he did. He practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced, and he began to shave his time. So he ran the mile in 4 minutes and 8 seconds, and then he ran in 4 minutes and 6 seconds, and then he ran 4 minutes and 4 seconds. A few months later, he ran in 4 minutes and 2 seconds. And then Roger Bannister got injured. And the whole world and all the physicians around him said, well, here you go. Hey, you're a doctor. Why'd you even try this? We already told you, you're going to get injured. Humans cannot run the mile in less than 4 minutes. Why are you even trying? Roger Bannister still believed that he could do it in less than 4 minutes and decided at that moment to really rest. He rested for about 6 months and healed his body and began to train differently for the 4-minute mile. And after about a year of training differently, Roger Bannister continued to run the mile, and he ran the mile in 4 minutes and 2 seconds, 4 minutes and 1 second, and eventually in May of 1954 at Oxford, he ran the mile in 3 minutes, 59 seconds and a half, which was the whole world is just like, whoa, he did it. Craziness. Everyone's like on fire, just amazed by it, right? Pandemonium. But listen to this. Since recorded time, basically, humans believed that the mile cannot be run in less than 4 minutes, right? 3 weeks after Roger Bannister breaks the 4-minute mile, John Landy, an Australian runner, runs it in 3 minutes and 57 seconds. And then the following year, 57 runners around the world break the 4-minute mile. The year after that, I believe it's 134 runners break the 4-minute miles. So what happened, right? Like, did they get better shoes? You know, Roger Bannister broke a mental barrier for them. He literally broke a mental barrier. He showed them what is possible, and the calculus in their head completely shifted. Now they believed that they could run in the mile in less than 4 minutes, and so many of them did. Before that, they believed the opposite. They were like, nope, this is an impossibility, and so they were not able to break it. Beliefs are the number one predictor of success, and they're also a very important predictor of well-being. Now, let me just make sure I'm clear with something. I'm not saying that if you believe in yourself and don't do anything towards achieving your goal, don't put effort into it, you're not going to achieve your goal, of course. Okay. Like, in order to be successful, you need to believe, and you need to, you know, put some effort into it to succeed. However, if you don't have the belief in the first time, then in the first place, then it's going to be nearly impossible for you to actually get there. But one thing that I want to put out there is that beliefs affect us on a daily basis. And especially during a time like the one we're facing now, I think it's important that we really examine our beliefs carefully. I'll give you some examples, okay, of common beliefs that people are dealing with right now, okay? Here's a very common belief, and I hear this. I hear this from educators that I support, and, you know, principals and even superintendents that I support. And they say things like, I'm unable to teach virtually. You know, like, I'm a teacher who teaches in person. I'm like, I'm not able to teach remotely. It's just not me, you know. But I also hear the following belief. I'm absolutely capable of teaching virtually. It's not as easy. It's not the same. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm able to do it. Like, I can do the best I can, and it's good enough. Here's another belief that I hear a lot. I just can't handle everything that's coming my way now. Now, this is a belief that can come when we're just overwhelmed, you know. And I think it's important that we give ourselves a little bit of space to feel the feelings that we're feeling, of course. But there's a difference between allowing feelings of overwhelm to be here and welcoming them, as opposed to actually over-identifying with them and believing the belief that you can't handle the overwhelm. Those are two separate things. Because another belief that you could have is, my best is good enough right now. My best is good enough. And I actually highly encourage you to to believe that belief, because the truth is that we're all just doing our best, and it's got to be good enough right now. Otherwise, we're going to just suffer and really hurt ourselves. Here's another belief that a lot of people have right now. I'm unsafe. It's a very common belief right now, and of course, for very legitimate reasons. But then you can also make the decision to say, yep, things are scary, things are tough right now for sure, and I live in a friendly universe, I'm unsafe, and I am safe. It's a choice. It's a choice to say, okay, I am safe. Even sometime I might not feel safe momentarily, I can choose to believe that I'm safe. So I want to give you 3 examples of beliefs that have not served me in the past, that have held me back. Okay. So here's one. When I created, you know, I told you in the first webinar, I told you that I created a course called Positive Psychology for students, you know, when I taught in high school. And it was an incredible success. But one thing I didn't mention is that like, when I decided to create Positive Psychology, at the same time, my department head came to me and said, hey, Ronnie, we already have a psychology class and an AP psychology class in our school. Are you really going to create a 3rd psychology class? Do you think people will sign up for it? And then I had the belief, because of that conversation, I had the belief for about 6 months, students are not going to sign up for a 3rd psychology class. It's too many psychology classes. I shouldn't run it. And for 6 months, I did nothing towards creating this course. And so this course was essentially late by a year. It could have been there a year earlier Eventually, I changed that belief, but the whole year was lost because of that belief. Here's another belief. This is a belief that sometimes I get even now, as I'm running EQ schools and I'm growing my email list. This belief was, I don't have what it takes to grow my email list. Sometimes that belief comes in. And again, that belief has kept me back, and sometimes still kind of shows up, and I have to be really careful about it and notice, do I want to buy into it? Do I want to buy into this belief or not? Because if I do, it's going to really slow me down. It's going to hurt me. And by the way, it's not even true. It's just a belief. It's not a fact. It's not even true. And of course, I can learn more about how to grow my email list, but again, it's just a belief. Here's another most recent one, a belief that my inner critic fed me just the other day. Gotta love that itty bitty shitty committee, that inner critic. Here's the belief. So everyone already knows the content that I put in my online course. So what's the point of even creating this online course? Everybody already knows the stuff. And when I look at it objectively and I see what I put in my course, of course, no one, like very few people actually know the stuff that I put in my course, But again, that belief can very easily stop me. So I'd love to ask you to ponder the following. What beliefs no longer serve you? And this can be, by the way, I just want to be clear, this can be professionally, but it can also be personally. Like for some people, a belief is, I can't attract the partner of my dream, or I'm unlovable, or I don't have what it takes, or I'm not a good enough mother, or not a good enough dad, or whatever it is. Like, what beliefs simply no longer serve you? They're not helpful for you anymore to have. And how has that belief kept you from living life fully? And then finally, what new belief do you want to believe instead? And if there's anything that's stopping you from believing that belief, what is it? So I'm going to put those in the chat. So again, what is a belief that no longer is serving you? How has that belief kept you from living life fully? And what is a new belief that you want to believe instead? And what might be stopping you from believing that? And again, it can be on the professional side or the personal side. And I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to journal about that. I'll turn the music on, and then we're going to get into groups and process that together. I'm going to take another 30 seconds just to begin to wrap up our journaling. All right. So I'm going to now divide us into groups of threes. In your groups, again, please give each person an opportunity to share their answers for all three of these. Be as vulnerable as you're willing to be. Let's not judge anyone kind of like for how vulnerable they're willing to be. Everyone has their own level of comfort with vulnerability. I just encourage you to be vulnerable, as that can really create just a real depth of connection that's beautiful and powerful. And I also think that you're going to see that a lot of the people are really dealing with a lot of the same stuff that you are. So let me just go ahead and break us up. And I'm going to bring us back at about 11:30, maybe slightly later. Okay, let's do groups of three. Here we go. So Deva and Kate, you guys are in breakout room 4. I'm going to join. Hey, Colleen. Hey, Deva. Ooh, can we all unmute ourselves? Colleen, can you hear me? Just unmute you real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, how
Hi.
are you?
Good.
Hey, good to see you.
Good. Sorry, I'm running around getting my son aspirin
Yeah,
and
yeah.
doing other stuff.
Of
But
course. No worries at all. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm curious if you're willing to share that your, yeah, just your answers to it.
What are Dave and Kate there? That's kind of weird.
Deva and Kate, are you here with us?
Sort of
If-
strange to share with
I know, right? If you are,
with
then go
empty
ahead.
videos.
Yeah, let me just see if I can. Actually, I can't even unmute them. Hold on a sec. Well, I guess just me and you for now. But Deva and Kate, please join us if you will. And there's no pressure to Colleen. Like if you can share whatever you want to share, like. But I'm just curious whether you had some any kind of epiphanies or thoughts about the questions, and I can give them to you again if you want.
Oh no, I had them. I wrote them
Cool.
all out. I think
Awesome.
maybe instead of sharing what I wrote, I could share. It's good for reframing the way you think
Yeah.
about things. So it was
Absolutely.
good to, for me, that process of switching the way I was looking at problems or struggles
Nice.
to, I think that exercise is really helpful.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah. So that was, and I like the third question. By the time, so you kind of got your struggles out, and then you talked
Right.
about why it's not helping you to look at your struggles
Right.
in a negative light, and then you got
Mhm.
kind of look at your struggles in a more positive,
Mhm.
reframe it
Mhm.
in a way that makes it seem, achieve, like you said, attainable or achievable,
Yeah.
or you
Yeah.
can improve it.
Yeah.
It's hopeful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right on. Good.
Yeah.
Are you do you have any like specific example in mind or that you're willing to share or
Sure. Well, yeah, like
All right.
I think one of them was like I can't get along with certain coworkers.
right?
That's terrible, but it's true. There's certain coworkers you
Very
just
common. Yeah.
what? Oh, you want
Hey
me to put
bud.
them in? There's- they're always here.
I love it. How old?
I have two 11-year-olds. I have
That's
11-year-old twins.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got double duty. And they're in school right now, actually.
Oh, okay.
Technically.
Cool. Cool.
Te-
Right on.
Technically we're all sitting around
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
doing
So
school,
yeah,
but
getting along with and that belief of like believing that we can't get along, that you literally cannot get along with other. Yeah, it's very common.
yeah, and it's a struggle, but I think reframing it into like I tried to reframe it into a positive, like I can listen more, or I can attempt to see their viewpoint, or different things that I can control. Like maybe I won't be able to
Totally.
control the end result, but I could
Right.
control who I am in the
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah,
So,
totally. Yeah.
so that was, and it's nice to take a moment to focus on those things, because you're just
Yeah.
moving all the time. Like
And maybe
this is good.
it's also one of those beliefs, I think, that you could even say like, I mean, you tell me what you think, but I think it's one of those things where you could say, you could reframe it to like, no, like I can get along with these colleagues. It's just that it might not look necessarily the way it looks with other colleagues, right? Like
Yeah.
maybe my getting along with them is kind of distant and not like super connected, but it's not that I can still get along with them just in a kind of different way. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I love that.
yeah,
I love that idea. It can take on, hello. It's gonna
how
take on its
sweet.
own. Yeah, he's a little bug. That's also how he gets out of work, though.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
But yeah, it's good. So yeah, the exercise
Nice,
was positive for sure.
nice.
And
Deva, I'm curious, did you want to join us and share what you got out of it? You're currently muted, and I don't think I can unmute you. So, okay. All right. Well, I'm glad this was helpful, Colleen. I'm curious, where are you from?
Petaluma,
Oh, awesome.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I used to live up in Santa Rosa. We moved to Petaluma.
Are you in one of the Amy's schools? Either Amy Fidegi or Amy, I forgot her last name. Sorry. Which school are you in? Like who's your principal or?
I'm at Hillcrest Middle School. We're
Okay.
in Sebastopol.
Oh, okay.
And
Awesome.
Allison Rich, I don't know if you've bumped into her, but she comes to a lot of the EQ school
Oh, okay. Cool.
things, or she's been to a few. She was kind of the person who introduced
Gonna
EQ
take 'em
schools
out
to me.
again.
So she's
it.
really
Gotta take
big
'em
on,
out.
okay, go ahead. She's really big on like, she loves to do the go noodles and the brain breaks and
Cool.
they're just putting relationships
Yeah,
first
yeah,
with
yeah.
students.
I love
So
it.
she brought a lot of that to us and then encouraged me to go to one of your weekends. So I've been to one. It was a couple years ago now, though.
Awesome.
This is why, yeah.
Cool.
But she's Allison Rich. If you ever bump into her, she's one of the ones who, as she presented on EQ schools and your program at one of our faculty meetings too. And
Nice.
yeah,
Beautiful.
so that's how I met you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for thanks for sharing all of that. I really appreciate that.
Sure.
All right.
I appreciate you doing these. They're a nice sometimes it's hard for me to get here, but once I'm here, I'm always glad I came.
Awesome. Cool. I'm so happy to hear that. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna kind of bring us back to the main room.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Have an awesome day. Hold on. Let me just close and return. All right. See you soon. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, I messed up, Ronnie. I was still in my group and I hit return to
Oh,
main
no
room.
worries.
Yeah, okay.
No
I
problem
was
at
just
all.
getting ready to do my thing, but it's okay. I'm
It's
back.
all good. Estelle, I'm just glad you're with us. Is this your first time, or is it have you been with us before? Sorry.
This is my first time in this group, but you were at our faculty meeting.
Oh, right on.
Several months ago.
Where are you from? Sorry.
North Orange County Community College.
Oh, yeah.
You were the guest speaker. Yeah.
Right on.
So just as you got ready to tell your Bannister story, my Wi-Fi went out.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, oh no, I missed the Bannister story.
Oh, so, no worries. I'll tell it another time.
Okay, good.
Thanks for being here. I'm stoked you're here.
Thanks for having us.
For sure. So let me just mute you for 1 second. I'll share like a few more things and then we'll thank you. So, all right. So folks, thank you so much for being here today. It was really nice for me to also connect with Colleen. Thanks for connecting with me on a small group. I hope you got some value from what we did today. I highly encourage you to continue to reflect, like, again, what beliefs don't serve you anymore. And and before we leave, again, I just want to remind you, I'll put it in the chat. Again, I'd absolutely love for you to take part in the new course that I created. Again, I think it's really powerful. In 3 hours, you get a ton of value, a lot of tools, a lot of stuff that you can use with students. Use the promo code, take advantage of it. It brings down the cost to $25. And also, again, please let your friends know about it and let them know about this PDF that I created of 6 strategies to connect with kids during distance learning, or students in general. So may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be at peace. And I'm excited to hopefully see you on Thursday as well. We have an amazing guest speaker. I'm going to unmute everyone and we'll just say bye. Thanks y'all so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Good week.
Sending you a huge hug. Take care, y'all.
Bye.
All right. Be well. See y'all. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.